Mike Perlack here to entertain you with the help of Teenage Fanclub and De La Soul. I recently acquired the Judgment Night soundtrack. You played yourself. I think they play that during the intro of the movie. Yeah, Judgment Night. I haven't seen it in over a decade, but I remember it. I remember it because where I grew up, when I would think of gangs, I thought the gangs were just... I didn't think there was a such thing as Caucasian people being in a gang. That was probably had more to do with my upbringing. But good movie, though. Definitely a good movie. Definitely very diverse soundtrack. Ice-T, Faith No More, Cypress Hill, Pearl Jam, Run DMC, Living Colour, House of Pain, Sonic Youth. Very diverse. Anyways, I wanted to get one out there because I kind of have to prepare anybody watching this for what I'm going to post sometime in the next couple days. My father bought a dog, purebred collie. He paid $1,000. What the boy wanted. He wanted the dog because, quote, it'll help him quit smoking. So I had to take it upon myself to instill into the boy the idea that the dog is not here for his convenience. Besides, you're talking to a guy who suffered child abuse at his hand. He quit smoking when we were kids. I know because the punches and kicks got harder and more frequent afterwards. So I'll be keeping an eye on this dog. The dog that we had that was the mother to the two dogs you saw in the video where I finally showed footage of my father a couple of videos ago. Those two dogs were puppies from the dog we had. He had to have, because that's what he wanted, and he gets what he wants. Then when he one of the points he brought up to me with all this is, I can't believe they're making me pay $1,000 for this dog, because I only paid $300 for the dog we had, who was also a purebred collie. So I had to remind the boy, wasn't that 1982? You moron. But that dog was a nervous wreck. A nervous wreck. He would make that dog a nervous wreck. Just like me and my sisters were a nervous wreck. While we had to sit with our asses glued to those chairs at that table, that dog had to sit with its ass glued to a blanket on the floor or sheet on the floor next to the patio door. And none of us could breathe or move without him hollering. Oh, that dog was a nervous wreck. He always wanted to get to mate it, and he mated it all right. 8 years later, I'll never forget that. The dog. The reason I'm telling this story is so you kind of have some background to where those two dogs came from in the footage I already shared. So he waited until this dog was 8 years old to finally mate her. And when she had the puppies, the first one was stillborn. She had a total of 8 pups. The first one was stillborn. I remember because he yelled at me about that. It's like, this better not be the only one, the second dog that came out he says to me as a child, this better not be the only one, because then if it is, we got to give it to the lady as payment. Because that was he didn't have any money to pay the breeder. The deal was he was going to give her a pup. So she had 8 puppies. The first one was stillborn. Of the remaining 7 that were born alive, only 3 lived. A boy and 2 girls. The boy, my father had to give to the lady as payment, to the breeder as payment. The 2 girls were the one you saw in the footage that I shared. Daisy and Tasha. So the boy got a dog this past weekend, Saturday he got it. And I'm going to be making time to go there and see it, and I'll probably make a video and share it on here. But in the aftermath of when the authorities took me and my sisters away from him, he did mate one of the 2 dogs that you saw in the footage. I only know that because he took pictures, and I have pictures to back up the claim. Matter of fact, I have pictures of everything to back up everything I'm talking about right now. But that dog was a nervous wreck. It's a miracle the 3 lived that did live. Well, anyways, another thing that reminded me of the Judgment Night movie. I went to a school that was 50% African American, 40% Hispanic, and Caucasian was definitely the minority. So that movie Judgment Night, yeah. The school I went to, though, was not the worst of the 2. Matter of fact, it was the other school that had all the problems. What the school I went to, all we had were the wannabe bangers. Those were the loudmouths. Those were the wannabes. The ones that you had to watch out for were the quiet ones, which would explain why they left me to my own vices. I was naturally quiet. They probably thought I was a member of the Neo. Never mind. Probably another term. It'll get me in trouble. Anywho. So anyways, in the next couple of days, I'll be sharing a video of a purebred collie pup my father paid $1,000 for to help him quit smoking. I'll have to keep an eye out. Make sure the dog is not a nervous wreck. That'll do it for this one. Thank you for watching.